Hello. So today I'm going to first talk about the outline for the research paper. I talked about that in our last class on the 23rd of March. But we can see here the deadline for, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one here. The deadline for the outline of the research paper is the 15th of April. So you've still got some time, obviously, to think about that. But what that is basically is just a plan of your research paper. You've got to think about what is going in the introduction, what is going into the two body paragraphs, and what's going into the conclusion. In the introduction, it's very important that you also have a thesis statement. Okay, I'm going to talk about that later. Okay, so just so that you know, the deadline here is the 15th of April, and then after Easter, we will have a private consultation online where we will discuss the outline of the research paper. Of course, I'll do that one-to-one with you individually because we need to think about that carefully before you write it. Okay, so I'm just going to get on to the writing a formal outline. This is in, I'm going to put this document on Moodle so you can read this very carefully. You are supposed to have read this before you watched the video, in fact. So it says here on page 90, 3C, writing a formal outline. There we go. So it's very simple, really. It's just a plan of your research paper, and there's a few different ways of doing it. I'm just going to go over this very quickly because it's very easy, really. Well, the principles are very easy, put it that way. So it says here, writing a standard outline. It says here, list your major categories and subtopics in this form. So you have first major heading, that's really the introduction, and then other subheadings, and then more here, and so forth. It says here, an alternative form, especially for papers in business and sciences, is a decimal outline. It doesn't really matter, but anyway, it says here, writing a formal topic outline. So the topic outline is built with balanced phrases. The advantage of the topic outline is the speed with which you can develop it. Note this example that uses noun phrases. So we have here television effects on children, vocabulary development, reading ability, visual arts appreciation, writing efficiency, discovery of technology, and then it goes on and on. Here, yes, and here it says here the third uses infinitive phrases here, so you can use infinitive phrases. So for example, here, to use the senses, to detect light, to sense dim light, to sense bright light. Okay, then it says here, the following portion of Stephen Hall's topic outline, which was written after he had sketched a rough draft, it helped him organize and classify his ideas, showing him in particular where to place some of his expert testimony. So you can put your references in there, where they come from and so forth as well. So you can have a look at this here. It's not showing too well. For example, here, all this is a good outline. It says 1, distorting the truth with television news and talk shows, a skewing and distorting objectivity. It's just an outline, a plan of your research paper. Probably a better way of doing this here, it says writing a formal sentence outline. A formal sentence outline perhaps gives you more detail, and maybe this is a good idea to write a formal sentence outline, because if you write a formal sentence outline, you've got quite a few of the sentences that you might use in your actual research paper. I would say that the each topic sentence for, well, both of the topic sentences for the 2 body paragraphs should be in sentence form, and then they can form the basis of your topic sentences for the real research paper. Anyway, let's just have a look at this one here using kind of sentences, this outline using sentences here. So 1, television affects children in key areas of learning. Television viewing can improve the vocabulary of children. 1, negative comments by Powell and Wilken Johan note the simplistic nature of TV language and the more important role of the home environment. And it keeps going on, and it's very detailed, as you can see. And then it says using basic dynamic order to chart the course of your work, and it goes talks more about that, and so forth, and it gives you more details here on this page here. So please read this chapter to get an idea of the outline. It's just a plan of your research paper. Right now I'm going to give you an example of a previous student's outline, which was very good. It's very detailed. I'm going to put this on Moodle. It's A Winter's Tale, Possible Reasons for Leontis's Jealousy. It's a few pages long, and it's more or less a full sentence outline. And if we have a look at the introduction, then the introduction is here. It says 1, Leontis accuses his wife of adultery with his best friend, and it gives more details here. That's the introduction. But the thesis is also here, and you need to write your thesis in the outline so I know what you are trying to prove in the research paper. It says the thesis statement: Leontis's jealousy, traditionally considered absolutely irrational and discussed by numerous contemporary critics as a mask for his subconscious fears, may actually have a logical explanation. That's what the student is trying to prove. It's very, very detailed, very good. And then we have the analysis of the subject, and the first body paragraph is here. It says most critics consider Leontis as an example of pure self-deception, and we even have a reference there, so you can put in where you're going to get your material from, your sources, and then we have some more detail here and more detail here for that. I think that could be a section or paragraph, I'm not sure. But then we have the second part of the body, which is the original reasons for Leontis's outrage lie in his subconscious. We have details about that. That could be a whole section, but this here could be a paragraph where it says sexual jealousy masks Leontis's deepest subconscious fantasies. And this could be the next paragraph of this section. Jealousy leads to the idea that women are a threat, and we even have a reference there, Lawrence Danson. And then we come on to the next part. This is a longer research paper than you are going to write, of course. Leontis's jealousy may, however, be evoked by his misinterpretation of facts. And then we have the next part, D. Deconstructionist criticism contends that Hermione might be guilty. And that's there's a reference there to Kenneth C. Bennett. And then we have a conclusion. The conclusion isn't fully fledged at the moment because this is obviously the last thing you'll write, but it's generally outlining what you're going to put in there. So it says conclusion, reminding and possible reformulating of my thesis according to the findings. B, interpretation of the findings. C, summing up the interpretations and the final opinion. So the outline is a plan that helps you to think about how you are going to structure your research paper, and then you'll discuss it with me. I'll have a look at the thesis statement, and the most important thing is that each or both body paragraphs have to support the thesis statement. So the thesis statement must refer to both of the body paragraphs. Okay, so thank you. Okay,